Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a little AliExpress haul to share with you. Well, it's sort of little. I've picked up a few things. Most of you probably already know, if you've been following me on YouTube, that I really do like shopping with AliExpress. I do tend to only buy things like accessories or embellishments or proper products. I try to avoid anything that could be a knockoff or fraudulent goods. So I don't tend to buy anything that obviously stands out as something that would be normally branded. I try to be very careful on AliExpress because I don't really want to support that kind of part of the AliExpress. But I do enjoy the fact that it's cheap, that you can buy in wholesale, that you can buy direct from China and kind of skip all the in-between middlemen. There's been quite a few things that I have bought on AliExpress that I've also bought from like shops here and they've been identical. So, you know, most things come from China. So I'm just skipping all the middle stuff and just buying direct. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with you today what I have found. I love when I find something cool and new and something that works for what I have been wanting to have something for. So I'm gonna get started with my most exciting purchase and then I'll share with you everything else. So some of you may have watched my video probably about 2 months ago where I created my own DIY Wink of Stella or my own DIY glitter pen. And when I created it, I was really struggling to find a pen to put it in like the Wink of Stella pens are. So when I did my video, I gave you a little tutorial on the various things that you can use to make your own iridescent glitter pen. And when I was struggling with pens to use, I just kind of put it into jars like this or smaller ones like that. And I've just been using a paintbrush to go along with it. So I tried Pentel pens, I tried no-name brand pens from AliExpress, and I could not find anything that had a wide enough inner bit that would then allow the glitter or mica powder to pass through. So as you can see in my picture here, I have found that Arteza ones do allow the glitter to pass through. So as you can see, the Pentel one has got a really small hole for the product to pass through, so it really only allows water or ink. And the one on the other side is the Arteza one, which has a much wider one, and it allows all the glitter or mica powder to pass through. So this is my Arteza pen and it is great. It allows all that ink to pass through. It does leak a little, so just be aware. It does kind of come out, but this pen works a right dream. So here is a bit of darker cardstock and it's just brilliant. It allows everything to kind of pass through and you can use it really, really nicely. It's quite fat. So that is one pen, but if you live outside of Europe or the States, you can't get this. So I was having a look on AliExpress and found these. Now I think these are meant for ink, like proper pen ink to go in. So you pull it apart. You got your pen bit in there. It comes quite stiff, so you just give it a little rub. It's like a normal paintbrush and then you can get it nice and soft. And then you open up the back. Now normally you would have the ink in the barrel, but on these ones, and please do feel free to tell me any information you know about these kinds of pens because I know nothing. But what I've worked out is that you pull that bit out and then you open up your tube so that you've got the most space possible for your ink, and then you can stick it in, plug it back in, twist it down to get the ink to flow through the pen and out into the bristles. So I took my DIY Wink of Stella and I did that in this one here, and it passes through and the glitter passes through, so it's really exciting, works really well. The only thing I don't know how to make it work with, the only thing I don't know how to do is to get, without taking the pen apart, to move that bit down to get the ink to flow through. So it seems to kind of just start flowing itself, but it can get a little bit dry from what I've been playing with. So the only way I could figure out how to kind of get it to be a bit wetter again is to take off the back, and then to twist it manually and twist it down to force the ink all the way through. You can see it's coming out there. And that's the only way I found. So if you have any tips on how to get that to work without me having to do that, I would love to hear about it. But these pens were about £1 each, and you can keep refilling them. And so I thought that was really cool. So that is my mixture. This one in here is a mixture with just using the all-purpose champagne mist ink. I will link the shop down below where I get mine from. It's from Buddy Crafts, something along those lines. And they're about £2.50 or £3 for a bottle. And obviously you don't need very much. Then I had a go and I mixed the Tropical Lagoon and the champagne mist with a bit of water and mixed those two into my blue pen to get a blue shimmery ink. Now I think I do have to add a bit more water in here because it does seem a bit thick, and this is what I'm talking about. It kind of gets a bit dry, so I'm trying to work out how, without having to take it apart and push that down every time, how I can get it to kind of constantly be flowing. But I'm still really happy with the results. I'm getting really shiny, really shimmery, and it's a really nice fine tip, so you could do really detailed bits of your project and just get a little bit of ink down. This one here, I stuck this solution directly into it, and I did film this once already, and then my neighbor started trimming his hedges and I didn't get very far. So I'm just going to share with you how I kind of filled one of these bottles up, and I'll just do the very basic one. So I did put some of my solution, my homemade Wink of Stella one, this one here, into one of the pens, but I think I added in too much gum arabic, and it kind of was a bit thick, because in this jar it is quite a bit thick, but I've been using it with a paintbrush, so it hasn't mattered too much. However, with these ones and getting it all the way through, it seems to go a lot smoother and a lot better if you use less gum arabic in your solution. Again, I'll link that video down below as to my tutorial on how to make your own Wink of Stella solution. I'll also link it at the end of the video. So all I'm going to do is, I've got this syringe here. These are really cool. I got them from AliExpress. You can either use it with the long tip or without. This is just a long extended tip. It's not a needle, and it works great for being able to get solution into these tiny little bottles. So you're going to start by unwinding your barrel of the pen and just kind of giving it the maximum space. Then I've just sucked up a tiny bit of water here. I'm going to put the water in, put a little bit too much water in. Okay, and then I'm going to suck up just the tiniest bit, because you really don't need much. It doesn't hold much. And I'm just going to stick that in there. We'll give it a little bit of a tap and a bit of a shake, hopefully. Make a little bit more of a mess. So obviously the preferred way of doing this would be to mix it before you stick it in the pen. So it is proving a bit difficult to mix it afterwards. So once that's in there, we're just going to give it a twist. We can see it starting to fill the barrel, and then you can see it start to come out that end. And then we've got our little solution ready to go. So just put that on the back there. Close that up. Oops. I was wondering why that was looking a bit funny. Make sure your little seal goes back on there. There we go. And now we've got a glitter pen. So I've had a lot of fun with these and playing around. I have ordered a few more colors of the ink so that I can have a few more plays, and I will probably order a couple more pens. Now the only downside, the thing that I get worried about, is the ink settling, because these do have a little thing in them to kind of shake up the ink. So that's what I'm worried about, is them settling in the pen. But so far, it's good. So far I'm really happy with it, and it's working really well, and there's lots of glitter coming out. So I will keep playing and trying them, but I just wanted to share that with you. I'll link these down below. That these are quite a fun little option to have to play with. Next up, I've got these reels of thread. So I have got some of these before when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I liked them, but they were very expensive for what they were. So I tried to find them in bulk for cheaper on AliExpress and managed to find some. Now they did come and they were very smelly. I think the cardboard was quite smelly, so I left them outside in the nice warm air for a couple days, and now they're fine. They don't seem to stink. And to try and find the end. So it's basically like a twine interlaced with some metallic thread in it. So my idea behind this is for making Christmas cards or for Christmas projects. I also thought it'd be nice to have some of this to wrap around and use in my little Christmas packs that I plan to make up, and just kind of have little bundles of the silver and the gold. So I got 2 of each of those, and then I got a silver one. And you do get quite a lot on a roll. There's quite a lot there. I will put on the screen how much is in each one. But I just thought this was a fun thread that would be really useful in some projects in future. So next up I got some envelopes. They've kind of come a bit roughed up a little bit. But I've got these brown ones. These ones here are roughly 3.5 by 4.5, and the white ones are roughly 4 by 5 inches. So they're smaller envelopes, but I thought they could be fun to do some projects with. Obviously with them being craft and white, we could do some stamping on them. And we could get some really cute envelopes. We could also make some like maybe mini albums with them. There's quite a few things you can do. They obviously do not have any sealant or glue on the tops, but you can just fold them over and obviously tape them down with some washi if you wanted. So I got these ones from AliExpress. Next up I got some spray bottles, so I can do some DIY shimmer mists. Again, I'll probably use my inks and put them into the bottles and make some cool shimmer mists. And I just wanted a whole bunch of spray bottles, and the cheapest ones were on AliExpress or from China, so I ordered a few of those. Now next I got some pencil cases. So I've got this unicorn one, and it actually has like a proper whole entire feather inside there, which is quite fun. I got these as gifts to use for children's parties, things that I thought we were going to be invited to, and then the lockdown happened, but it zips really nicely. And on the inside you've got, it's all lined with a sort of brown color, but I thought it was really cute and be perfect for a little birthday. Then I got another one of these. So you will have seen me use the big one, which is here. This one holds the amount of pens that I've put on the screen. So I got this large one, and it's got quite a thick tie, and then I got the smaller version. So this is, I think, the smallest one that you can get. It comes with one tie, and you can see in comparison that it is about that much smaller. It also has got different pockets. I ordered it from a different site, so this one doesn't have the elastic in it. It's just got those and that fold over bit, whereas my other one has got elastic and that kind of little pouch to kind of tuck them into. So that's about the size difference between them. They're the same height, a bit shorter, and it's got sewn in pockets rather than elastic. So I've got that one to fill up, which I'm really excited for. I just love the pattern of this fabric. It's so gorgeous. Then I got a bunch of ombre ribbon. These are all 1 inch wide. These ones are sheer. So these sheer ones are obviously see-through. I really love ombre at the moment. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I've got this orange to red, dark pink to light pink. Always is like that. Pink to blue, yellow to white, and black to white. And then these ones are more of a ribbon, and they are just an ombre from dark to light of the single color, obviously. So I've got these ribbons, all from AliExpress, which I'm really excited to use in some of my projects. Then I wanted some more alphabet dies, and I found these on Surprise Creation, and I'm really excited about them because they come with a full set of capital letters as well as a full set of lowercase letters. So they're really awesome. I can't wait to use them, and they were a really good bargain. They were about £6 for 2 full sets of alphabets, so you can't complain. Can't go wrong with that, so I'm really excited to use these. Then lastly, I have got a massive pack of these. So I'll put on the screen how many came in there, but they are refillable little paint pots. So what I've been doing is I've been making up kids' craft packs, and I have been filling them with paint. And then I've been die cutting out loads of shapes out of really thick chipboard and been giving them to kids to use to do little projects with. I thought these would be great to do in some Christmas bundles at Christmas time. So I'm going to probably use them in gifts to give to people, but also I'll make up some craft packs again with loads of activities in there for kids to do. Even adults, I'll put nicer paints in some for adults. But I got all these little pots from AliExpress, and all you do is fill them with a little bit of paint and shut them. I think they hold 3 mils of paint in each one. But again, I'll put that on the screen there for you. So I got a whole pack of these. They weren't dirt cheap, but they were way cheaper than anywhere else I could find on Amazon or eBay here. So I'm really excited to use these for my Christmas packs. And that comes to the end of my AliExpress haul. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will link everything down below. I hope you're having fun and staying in and crafting and staying safe. Take care. Bye.